in the middle. There we go. I mean, it's just a matter of me turning my chair, I guess. All right, I'm launching the TikTok. Like smoking the weed. Closing that. Okay, we're good there. Oh, yes, log in to begin. Really? All right, looks like we're not doing TikTok today. I'll close that down. I have to do a whole bunch of logging in and updating and stuff. Nope. We'll do TikTok later. We'll do it live. A safety buff. Today we're rolling out 3 new features: activity alerts, security actions, and revamped members page. Really? Okay. Activity alerts will notify you of abnormal server behavior. Okay. Unusual DM activity. That's the good one. If somebody's been copying and pasting DMs to you guys. You know what? I think that we've got that pretty much locked down now, where they try to, what do you call it, copycat me and then send people messages. Have any of you gotten any of that in the last 2 months, 3 months? We've been implementing that security feature, which locks people down. Yeah, I haven't seen one for a while. Good. Which locks people down who are using my name, copycat name. Security actions, breakdowns by serving useful tools, helping halt new member joins, or aiding in closing off DMs between non-friend community members. Oh, interesting. Pause invites, pause DMs. Yeah, I got that all set up. Good, good. Yeah, I already know about all that. That's good. Okay. Sometimes Discord tells you about the new features that they've released like 2 months after they've released it. All right, well, let's see, what time is it here? Okay, we've got 12 minutes until the market opens. The dollar's starting to get stronger for a moment here. So let's go over the market. Okay, cool. What I wanted to show mostly was, yeah, there we go. That this week we have the Fed meeting on Wednesday, and on Tuesday, I think it was some housing numbers. And then after the Fed meeting on Thursday, there'll be some jobless claims information. But the Fed, obviously, giving an update on raising rates or stopping raising rates or reversing rates. That would be something. And we're nowhere near there yet. It will be this week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and that's going to keep the market at bay in the meantime. It's going to slow down the market today and tomorrow. And on Wednesday, you'll just see it come to a paralyzing standstill for an hour or two before the Fed starts speaking at 2 p.m. So, and Monday's already Monday, so it kind of makes the whole week counterproductive, because as we are ramping up in volume for the week, we're also decreasing interest and conviction in putting money into anything until we hear from the Fed on Wednesday at 2. And so that's going to happen is that's going to be the peak day of interest and yet, or demand, on the market. And yet, nothing will happen until 2 p.m. And then all of a sudden, snap, that's just going to provide a huge push either way, and then the next week, by the way, not this week, but next week, then it's all like mostly housing information. And it's, I think it was Philadelphia Manufacturing Index, or, some of that stuff. That's going to be nothing like this week. I mean, this week will pretty much set in motion next week as well. So whatever happens Wednesday this week, we'll probably continue to follow through. Now, my W prediction, let's draw it out here on the market, continues to come true. We got this here. I mean, I've been talking about it for weeks. We have something like this going on here. And then maybe this W, we don't know how fat and wide. I mean, today, for example, we could reclaim, and then we could put in another gain tomorrow. And then the Fed has, bad updating information. It could be that. And that would widen my W just a little bit and cause it to be something like this, which is probably correct. It's what it needs to be in order to get timing, in order to get the timing right for Black Friday. Black Friday is going to be like right around here. And so we'll hit lows mid October potentially, and this will be the most fantastical last buying opportunity you'll have in the history of from now until forever. Because this will be a double bottom at that time, and likely the lowest prices will ever be moving forward, barring chaos, economic or global meltdown over the next year. Okay, so and that's easy to trade. You just get out of what you're in, and then either wait or get in something else. So we don't give a shit about global economic meltdown because we can trade it, and we know how to get out of positions if they're not going the way we want. So everyone's like, but what about if there's a recession? Okay, what about if this or that? Fine, don't let that paralyze you and not go all in when we get down to the bottom of this W again and double bottom in a month. When is this? Mid October projecting right now. I mean, it could happen by Friday. Okay, you never know. Today could be a bad day, and then the Fed makes it worse, and we're all the way down at the bottom by the end of this week. But the point is, down here is where we want to be looking for triggers, entry triggers on anything quality, any quality leading stocks. All right, so that's that W. That area there is going to be an excellent time to buy. And then I theorize we're going to go possibly even fake out, which means break out but not fully follow through probably. We'll either fake out, double top, or come in just shy of it, perhaps at this resistance level. Come in shy of the highs, recent highs. But somewhere in that region is Black Friday. And then I believe after Black Friday, we'll get a tightening on the right side, something like this. And then we'll start to pull out and up for an end of year new highs rally going into the new year. Not that it has anything really to do with the fact that it's a new year and all this good stuff, but it's just that seems to be the likely pattern here, given the economic state and the way the year has transpired so far. It's possible that in this area here, mid-October, or whenever this comes to fruition, when we hit these double bottom, it's possible that as it's going up, that fails out and maybe either fakes down or causes a lower right leg of the W. That would be extraordinary because that would be an extra special buying opportunity. Not that you buy on the way down. Never, ever buy on the way down. Always wait for up signals. But it would mean that we'd have an ultra fast hyper rally going into Black Friday's area or the beginning of December. We get that Santa Claus rally right before Christmas. and the follow through at the end of the year. I still stand by that. It's so far it's etching out, but I have been wrong probably almost every single time. No, just kidding. But I mean, I've been wrong enough to make me realize that you can't rely on that information. You can't just bank on it. You have to trade. You have to know what you're doing, and it's just helpful to know that that's possibly the outlook, though, because it tells you how aggressive or interesting certain key areas are for size and risk exposure. And right now it's just nothing. Should be very little risk or exposure or both. Let's say you're exposed a lot, then you need to be managing your risk more diligently than ever, because you basically need to be defensive right now. Or let's say you're not exposed a lot, then you should still be managing your risk more than ever, but that provides a little bit more flexibility, and it's looser if you have smaller size. Small size is probably the biggest change you can make in your trading. Sizing according to sort of the prevailing weather, and if the weather's not looking good, small size is the right move. To zero, waiting it out. Patience is a very powerful weapon. Patience. All right, we're watching this one, SQL. We're watching Works. We're watching TTOO. We got like 2 minutes before the market opens, 3 minutes before the market opens, a little bit less than 3 minutes before the market opens. Oh, BRTX just came across my radar. It looks like a low average volume, so it probably is also trash. And it is a biotech, which is up 12% on pretty low volume. So we won't even be watching that. Let's see, TTOO, was it? Float, average, and the volume on TTOO is 55 million already today, which is double, 200% RVOL. So probably the most liquid, best looking opportunity this morning is TTOO. But even that, and given the weather, the market weather, and the fact that it's a biotech, so it's just, alley trades, just garbage, you probably should just relax, stay out of the market till maybe Wednesday. I mean, maybe we'll see some better opportunities pop up tomorrow, but I doubt it. The good opportunities will probably come up on Thursday morning, if at all. Could be another few weeks till we hit that bottom. You'll see. Once we hit that bottom, all of a sudden quality leaders will start to show up on the trigger list. And until then, nothing's lining up. Everyone's in the pit stop. Is that the word? Where the cars go to get to get fixed. Or you could just say everyone's in the shop, right? All cars are in the shop right now. They're not even interested in getting in pole position. Well, okay, so we've got 45 seconds until the market opens, and but that said, if whatever the fuck this stock is, TTOO, T2 Biosystems, if it pops 40 cents, for sure, that's good. It's an inner shelf pivot break, but you need to risk your size to about 35 cents, so 5 cents of risk per share. So that would be your expected loss. And if anybody out there would like to learn more about sizing your trades according to your stop and the risk and pivot points and all that, and it's called the 1% rule, then you can go to the link in somewhere on this page, somewhere where you can learn more about trading and risk management. Here we go. And right off the bat, let's get the cues up here as well, although I can kind of see them. Right off the bat, the market is selling off right off the bat. Let's see how it continues. Just got a signal on ELF, so I'm going to take a look at that in a second. But it looks like Works, WORX, is breaking a pivot right now at 33 cents. Risk to stop, 30 cents. 3 cents of risk. Works, WORX. The first 60 seconds of this day are the most critical in getting in anything that's doing anything if you want to trade anything. And it looks like Works is it. It's possibly halting. No, it's pulled back to 31 cents. And it looks like that's failing out, which is kind of like what I expected. TTOO failing out. We got 7 seconds now until the first minute has transpired. The market's actually moving up. And now we've established 1 minute highs on these stocks. And if they ever break, so new high of the day, that moment on Works, TTOO, a sequel looks like it's possibly happening, but no, I'd rather you wait till 2240 on sequel, SQL 2240. But yeah, if TTOO or Works return to their 1 minute highs, those could be triggered entries for anybody interested in intraday trading. But for swing trades, we've got nothing. We got nothing this morning, and yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. I mean, it's amazing how when you have your systems correct, there's just no signals during times when there shouldn't be. This works out. Apple is flying, and that is moving the market, I believe. Apple is just flying off of the open. That's probably what's moving the growth market. Apple is something like 35% of the market, of the growth markets, of the growth market. It's nearly a $3 trillion company. Biggest public company in the world. They say that Zoho, the CEO of Zoho, is one of the richest guys on the planet. It's a private information, though, so no one really has the numbers. Let's see here. I might be getting out of Onvo. Let me take a look at that. That's a swing trade position we have. Going Onvo. It's not really doing anything bad. All right. Farm. Giving back a bit much. No, not really. That's not what I'm seeing. And then Lift W, Life W. Yeah. It's just a doji open. Doji. Oh, owl. Okay, this one we might need to get rid of. So pulling back pretty heavy, lacking the follow through at the open here. Let's see if we get some support within this support area here. 1260. Okay, now back to those others. TTO just bleeding out even more, so no trade there. Works, bit of the same. It's broken lows. These could become reclaims later in the day. Let's take a quick look at Apple. I mean, this is a very nice entry on Apple at multiple lows here. Very nice entry, projected very high volume. This is a good entry day on Apple. The only thing is you should probably trade APU. Is that it? APU? Yeah, which will provide more gains, 50% more gains. And even so, is still a very slow stock. And after a couple of days, that swing trade should probably be complete. In this market right now, I'm not sure I recommend much of anything. All right, this day right now is turning out to be a reclaim day, and I guess we could blame Apple for that. And like I said, Apple is a good entry. So that might last until the Fed meeting, so you might be able to get something from Apple. I guess I'll grab some. Stop would be the low of the day on AAPU. Do not trade AAPL. In AAPU, Let's see, and stop at the low of the day is 24.85. It's at 25.25, so 15 and 25 is 40 cents of risk. Sketchy moment here on the market. I'd go for about half R for position size. So from there, I'm able to figure out my own risk. Number of shares to trade. Okay. Oops. No, wait. What was that? 388 shares. But I don't know that I have the liquidity for that. Let's see what it says. Let's just give it a try. No. All right. Not until I could sell out of something else, which I wouldn't mind doing. Let's just grab another half, though. All right. Wouldn't mind doing on one of these ones that ain't doing superb. Farm or Lift W. Lift W has the most, no, Owl. I have the most capital exposed on Owl. And that's not doing very great. I'm expecting a little bit of support right here, though. So pulled back 50% of our gains on CDLX. Low projected volume. We'll keep that there as well. I could get out of some of Lift W and some of Owl. Actually, that's a good idea. I'll get out of half of Owl. And we'll pick up the rest of the Apple position from there. Works reclaimed. Okay. There we go. All right. Now I got my full allocation on Apple. Works. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, Works reclaimed, and it broke that high, what I was talking about. The high of the day would be the trigger. And it broke that 33-cent level. Yeah, looks good. That's a good reclaim action on Works. We aren't seeing that type of signal from Tattoo yet. TTOO, Tattoo. I think it's Tattoo Chef. T2 Biosystems. TTOO. But yeah, there goes Works. Works is moving. Oh, that was RJ. Hey. You always come up blue. Why do they make it? Must have to do with the initials, I guess. Everybody's got their color or icon. Wakas, hello. Carl, good morning. Atul, Daniel, Darius, hey. The general consensus is roughly stay out of the market, unless you can manage the position. But yeah, we are seeing a reclaim on the market. Reclaim this morning. I go over to Qs. You'll see that nice blue signal right here. Actually, why is there no signal? It is a reclaim. Oh, because it hasn't reclaimed the close yet. It was blue just a moment ago. We have reclaimed Friday's close. I guess I got this error in my programming. I have to update that. Today's a reclaim. I think it's mostly due to Apple. And so we might just sort of move up a little today, grind up a little today, and then a little bit more tomorrow, and then up to the Fed, and then boom, trap door opens. Staples are moving down. Gold is moving down. So actually money is being put into the market and rotated out of defensives and into risk, such as growth, such as business. And rates are falling because of that as well. The 10-year hit a high of 4.36 almost in pre-market, and now it's at 4.34. So rates are easing off. Consumer staples and healthcare and utilities, all defensives, are dropping. So money's being pulled out of those, and it's not going into gold. Gold is dropping too, which means there's almost a double accelerated pull from the defensive ATM cash machine. And we're seeing the dollar actually stay strong as well. So yeah, and it's going into Apple and tech and risk. That's interesting. Uh-oh. Looks like farm is dropping like a ton of bricks. We're going to have to get out of that. What is going on farm? Just one little trade like that. Let's take a look at the bid and the ask. All right, well, I'm going to take some risk off the table on farm. All right, that's just going to sit there. That's an order just underneath the ask. All right, we've got no 2x ATR trades on the table right now. There's some momentum in Nikola. Let's take a look. Yes, a bit of a push from $1.24 to $1.37. Seems to be some action on Nikola, which has seen some very high volume the last 3 days, today included. So there could be some momentum trading breakout happening there on Nikola, which could bring you to $1.70 or even $2 this week. All right, there goes Nikola. I'm going to put that on our watch here. 13% ADR normally, and by the time today is finished, it might be even more. That's exactly how much Nikola is up right now, 13.45%. And the ADR on it, it's 13.6%. So in just a matter of minutes, it's already completed one ADR. Now the VIX is dropping. There's been a pretty sharp drop on the VIX, and it made a new low. So that's divergence on the VIX, saying that we're going to pull back from here. I'm going to get out of those Apple shares defensively right away, and I'll get back in if I see a better signal coming. Otherwise, I mean, the VIX has spoken. VIX is usually leading. But I don't see defensives or gold. Well, gold had a little bounce, but I don't see defensives bouncing yet. But there definitely was a bit of a sell-off in risk right there. I'm just not seeing where the money is going, where the flow is, where it's flowing to. So that's probably means it's not that big of a deal. It's like Works followed through a little bit. Nice. Did you get a couple of laddered exits there, RJ? Anybody else who's in Works? And there goes Nikola continuing. And then Works is getting close to breaking pre-market highs. Very nice. Be nice to see something happen on TTOO just because it's more liquid, has better trading specs for the day. There goes Nikola, hit $1.40 now. Our lift W position starting to perk up. Could break pre-market pivot point here at 17.50 cents. $17.44 on Lift W. Life W. $17.52. So nearly a pivot breakout here on Lift W. I have this LTRX runner I want to check on. Yeah, on Friday it just end of day just pulled back, and now that's where we're sitting. I really don't want to see it break any more lows from there, otherwise I'm out of that runner. Because it's a runner, we've already made some profits on it. We've already taken 50% profits, and that's providing some risk padding there. Okay, the VIX is acting like it's found some support here, but it is at lows. So that could be where we get back into Apple for a multi-day trade. But otherwise, this Monday is turning out to be just like every other Monday. A losing day. Tuesday and Thursday better, and Wednesday the best. Monday, Friday, low points in the trading calendar. Tuesdays and Thursdays better, and Wednesdays best. And what time we got here? We're 18 minutes into the open. And Nikola continues to gain. They're popped to 146 on Nikola. Definitely momentum there. It's saying momentum's happening on SQL, SQL. That's one of the ones we've marked as an opportunity. So SQL with some extra special speed happening right now. SQL. The Qs are starting to turn around here. Not seeing concordance yet from the VIX or any other sectors, but I am seeing healthcare and staples and utilities continue to drop. But gold is going up, and so is the dollar. So it seems it's not going into tech now; it's going into the savings, into the temporary holding. Money is being taken off of the market. And not put into risk at the moment. It's hard to know until we get about 2 or 3 oscillations from every sector, because sometimes 2 things might go up at the same time, but then one might go down and the other might continue because it's on a larger wave. So it takes some time to get a better reading on the market. But that's what it looks like right now. I mean, defensives just keep falling, and rates Rates are now down to 4.3, 4.325, somewhere around there. 4.3, and they were at 4.36. So it's not a huge change, but they're pulling back a little bit. And defensive's dropping. This is good for risk. This is a good sign to see defensives dropping and risk holding. And actually, risk is kind of moving right now. It's not completely being led by Apple right now either. So it could be Netflix, Microsoft, Meta, it could be others. Nikola sitting at 144. Nikola looking pretty good. And it, has hit 19% roughly ADR. So this is the biggest day in a couple of days in recent times on Nikola. It has end of day projected volume of 843% relative volume. So the reversal signal 2 days ago on Nikola transpiring quite nicely. Still a back alley trade on a stock that's questionable. But this just means you have to be defensive with it. It doesn't mean there's not opportunity there that you shouldn't be in it. It's just something to note. All right, let's move back into the group. And we'll continue to watch Nikola so far, and SQL. Works is still holding, but a little bit sketchy. It looks like it's kind of failing. We'll see. And other positions in the market. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. And let's move back into the group right now. Catch you there. If you're out there in the social streaming other platforms, make sure you click the link wherever that is there and come on into our group.